Well, Tim, first of all, how are you fixed for Friday? Are you close to a fully fit squad at this stage?
Well, no, not fully fit. We're still missing a few, but yeah, a lot more available now this week than there was last week. So yeah, we would have a lot more competition. Bagsy, Keane Murphy and Derek Crowley are also another week under their belt training, and they're a lot fitter. So with the three lads back in the 17s. Sorry, you have Barry Coffey out of suspension as well, and Sean Murray, who had a little niggle last week, should be available as well. So we've a good crew back for this game.
6 games in, Tim, are you happy with the way the team are playing, the style of play that you want them to play at this stage, or is there still a bit of tweak to be done?
There's still loads of improvements to be made. I think that's it's like an open document. You want to try and improve throughout the whole season. So the really pleasing thing is that we don't look like conceding a lot of goals. We've only conceded 1 in 6 games, which is the best in the division. So it's the other end of the pitch that we want to try and get a bit more creativity, and that probably starts with maybe how we're playing and where we want to play as well. So again, it's something that we're looking at, and we'll be making adjustments.
Yeah, well, the back five, what's the key to your back five this season? Do you think, like as you said, only 1 goal against?
Yes, like listen, we've had a few different players playing, but it's something we did work on in pre-season. We spoke heavily about it as a group. The games we played were going to be against teams that would have a good bit of possession and would cause us a lot of problems. And it was a very, very new group put together. So we had good games in pre-season to try and work on things. And listen, we've just developed that and progressed, and we've taken it into the season. And I think when you keep it 1 clean sheet, it builds confidence. And now I think that's 4 in a row we've had, is it possibly? So it's a great building block.
Yeah, 100% at home. Tim, obviously 3 wins from 3. You'll be looking to obviously keep that going in front of what hopefully be a big Easter kind of weekend crowd at
Turnstile. Please God, there'll be a good crowd there again, as there has been for all the games, and we've got to try and make the home ground as hard a place for other teams to come. And if we can try and go and get 3 points again on Friday, it'll start the season with 4 home wins on the bounce, which is massive for us. And then we've got obviously a double header this weekend, so it's a huge few days for us, and we'll start on Friday night with Athlone at home.
Yeah, what have you made of Athlone so far? They're conceding a lot of goals, they're scoring goals, but they're conceding a lot as well. I
think they're conceding goals, but I think they're the top scorers in the league as well, so they're scoring a lot of goals as well. And again, listen, it's one way playing. You're looking, you say, well, if you don't take your chances, you might concede, but if it's a game where they don't concede, they will get chances as well. So they've been very good in some games, and probably Derry will think they've been a bit off in other games as well. So but again, listen, we've got to concentrate on ourselves. We'll obviously look at how they play and how they want to play, and where we can possibly hurt them and where they might be able to cause us problems, and we'll try and come up with a solution.
Yeah, I think there's 16 goals in total. You can see the 12 in the league. Like, so obviously we hope to get at them on Friday night in that respect. Like, they could be kind of the weakish at the back.
I don't know if it's weak at the back. I just think it's they're very expansive as well in how they play, and I think listen, they obviously conceded 4 goals against Drogheda last week in the Leinster Senior Cup, but having been 3-0 down and coming back to drawing 3-0 in the last league game, it shows again that they've got really good character. It's similar when we played Bray. They just come back from 2-0 down at half time against Treaty, so I'd imagine that they'll be looking at the second half performance last week, and they'll want to bring that in for the 90 minutes, and we'll be looking at hopefully having another really big performance at home in front of our crowd, and hopefully getting a win.
Just one last question on Monday, because we mightn't see you before then, on Wexford. Obviously it's a quick turnaround, and Wexford really at home will be another tough test, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it'll be another tough game. Obviously you've got to see how Friday night round of fixtures go. We're really looking forward to the Athlone game. That's what the sole focus is on. We have eyes on Wexford the last few weeks, and we have a few match reports on them. And then come 9:45 or 10 o'clock on Friday evening, we'll sit down and start focusing on Wexford for the Monday. But again, it's going to be another challenge for us, another away game against a a tough team, and it's another one that we'll be looking forward to.
Good luck with the weekend.
Thanks.
Tim, you kind of spoke on the kind of defensive core that you've kind of built over the last while, and there's been a couple of changes in it, but for the most part we've seen Keane Coleman, Charlie Lyons and Harren Heaven being kind of mainstays in that for the most part. How pleased have you been with the kind of defensive solidity that they've showed? And another aspect of it is, I suppose, going back to Cork teams over the years, there has that specific flavour of kind of a strong Cork flavour to it. Like how pleased have you been with those three lads in particular?
And listen, John O'Donnell's played 5 of the 6 games as well, so little Matty played the first game against Kerry, was excellent. Picked up a fracture in his leg, and that was disappointing for him, but no, it's been really pleasing for the lads to keep the clean sheets, and again I think there's probably after last season and the manner in which the season went, there probably might have been a little bit of nervousness around the team, and I think showing how solid they've been and consistently good in the defending, that's probably eased a lot of nerves as well at the home games, and that's obviously resulted in them being a brilliant atmosphere and support for us, and it causes the opposition a lot of problems as well. So the fact Harry and Keane and Charlie and John are all Cork lads as well, it does help because they know exactly what it means to play for the club. And when we sat down in the off season, when I got the job, I spoke to people that were in the dressing room last year, and they're the ones that we re-signed because they're the ones that want to be here. They're the ones that were hurting the most when the club got relegated, and they're the ones that want to get the club back to where we think we should be, which is at the top table of football in this country, and that's really good for them, that the fact that they started the season really well, and we're hoping now they can go up strength to strength.
Yeah. Again, you spoke on the two Keanes making their return as Friday, and Dara Crowley as well being in the squad and having another week of training under his belt. The importance of those three returning and their kind of know-how of this division, I suppose their main breakout season where they properly established themselves at the club was that's those seasons down in the first division. How important is it to have that trio back as well?
Listen, we have a relatively young squad, a lot of really talented young players that are we were probably looking at the start of the year and they're going to play a supporting role, but they've probably played a more prominent role than we probably expected. But you look at Bagsy and Murph and Dara Crowley and even Barry Coffey as well, who's only out for suspension. He's missed half the games this season. So they've got a lot of experience in relative terms to the players that we have in the squad, so it just brings that little bit more maturity and experience and know how to get through games, and especially, as I said, in this division where they've had success and they have the memory of winning the league a couple of years ago in 2022. So getting Bagsy back is brilliant. Obviously Josh getting his first minutes at the weekend as well against Treaty, I thought he was very, very good as well, in the absence of Cahill and Jaden and Maddie. So I think players now are starting to get fitter and getting close to fitness and getting opportunities, and I think we're starting to look really strong again. And
particularly then and Dara, it's a long-term injury obviously, and it takes a while to get back up to speed. Can we expect to see him getting on the pitch in the next week or two?
At the minute, the difficult part is the 20s haven't don't have a game for a month, so we're trying to get minutes into Dara's legs now. He's had his biodex and stuff done, and he's spoken to the consultant after surgery. He's been given the green light now to return to play. He's been training. He's practically done nearly all of pre-season, and he missed the first few weeks. So fitness wise and athletically at the minute and how he's moving, he's right there, he's ready to go. He's just getting minutes into his legs now, which we'll try and get into a few behind closed doors games, and but no, listen, he's very, very close, and obviously it's a long-term injury. His last June or July I think it was, up at United Park, and it's one we have to manage right, but he's practically ready to go now.
Yeah, and specifically then on him as well, and I guess one of his greatest strengths is his versatility and ability to play in multiple positions. I think he's seen him in the season where he did get injured. He was kind of playing a little more centrally, would have been kind of a winger, has played at right back a lot, even deputised at centre half when there was issues against Shelburne I think a couple of years ago. but where do you and this could be down to his versatility, but where do you see his best position being?
Yeah, listen, he's done very well at right back. He's played emergency right with 3 at the back. He's played centre midfield. He just gives you that bit of quality. He looks he's so composed as well. He's got that experienced head on his shoulders, and even in training there you can see he brings a level of calm to the session when the ball's around him. So again, it's not specific. We're going to say, listen, he's going to be a left back, a right back, a centre forward, a goalkeeper, whatever it is. There'll be certain games that would probably suit maybe Dara playing midfield, maybe playing right wing back, right of a 3, whatever it is. And I think with the squad not being 25, 30 maybe first team players like Galway had last year, we need versatility within the group, and we've got that now with